Easy and slow. Storytelling with NVIDIA. What does it really mean? When a company becomes the backbone of an entire technological era. When people talk about artificial intelligence today, one name keeps appearing again and again. NVIDIA. Most people think of it as a graphics card company. A brand for gamers. A logo on a powerful PC. But that image only captures a fraction of what NVIDIA has become. Because behind the graphics cards, behind the RGB lights and performance charts, there is a company that quietly reshaped how modern computing works. In the beginning, NVIDIA was not trying to rule the world of artificial intelligence. It was trying to survive. In the early 1990s, the personal computer market was exploding. Video games were becoming more complex. Graphics were becoming three-dimensional. And most computers were not ready for that shift. NVIDIA entered the market with a simple promise. Better graphics. Faster visuals. More immersion. But the market was brutal. Competitors were everywhere. Margins were thin. Technology cycles were short. NVIDIA released products that failed. Chips that arrived too late. Architectures that missed the mark. At one point, the company was months away from running out of cash. Survival depended on one thing: choosing the right direction. Before time ran out, that turning point came with a decision that looked small at the time. Instead of treating graphics chips as fixed function tools, NVIDIA began designing them to be programmable. Not just for images, but for calculations. This idea was risky. Most customers did not ask for it. Most software did not support it. But programmable GPUs unlocked something unexpected. They were incredibly good at doing many calculations at once. Thousands of small tasks, executed in parallel. Exactly the kind of workload that traditional CPUs struggled with. At first, this power was used for better lighting, smoother animations, and more realistic games. But researchers noticed something else. Those same chips could accelerate scientific simulations, physics models, matrix operations, and eventually, machine learning. NVIDIA leaned into this discovery. They built software tools, developer platforms, programming models that made GPUs easier to use for computation. CUDA was not flashy. It did not sell graphics cards by itself. But it changed who NVIDIA's customers could be. Suddenly, the company was no longer selling only to gamers. It was selling to scientists, researchers, universities, data centers. Growth followed a different path after that. NVIDIA stopped chasing short-term wins. Instead, it invested in ecosystems. It made sure that once developers built software on NVIDIA platforms, switching away would be painful. Not because of contracts, but because of complexity. Hardware, software, libraries, drivers, all evolving together. Competitors focused on cheaper chips. NVIDIA focused on making its chips indispensable. When deep learning exploded in the 2010s, NVIDIA was already waiting. Neural networks needed massive parallel computation. Training models took weeks on CPUs. GPUs reduced that to days, then hours. Data centers filled with NVIDIA hardware. Cloud companies followed, then startups, then governments. What began as a graphics company became an infrastructure company, not visible to consumers, but essential to everything behind the scenes. Today, NVIDIA is no longer just a chipmaker. It is a platform provider, a software company, a systems architect. Its influence reaches into autonomous vehicles, medical imaging, scientific research, national defense, generative AI. Entire industries now assume NVIDIA hardware as the default. And that dominance creates both power and risk. Because dependence has a cost. Customers worry about pricing. Governments worry about supply chains. Competitors worry about lock-in. Regulators watch closely. Technological shifts could change the landscape again. New chip architectures, custom silicon, open standards. Nothing in technology stays dominant forever. And yet, NVIDIA's story offers a clear lesson. The most important decisions are often invisible at first. A shift in philosophy. A bet on developers. A focus on long-term ecosystems over short-term sales. NVIDIA did not become central to the AI era by accident. It prepared for a future before the world realized it was coming. So the real question is not whether NVIDIA will remain dominant. The question is simpler. Who is quietly preparing for the next shift? Right now, while everyone else is still focused on the present.